Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DPB Podcast. This is episode number 53 for the week of August 15th, 2016.
Lots and lots happening. It is great to be part of the initial podcast for Disney Pins Blog. Disney Pins Blog podcast of the Disney Pins Blog and the Disney Pins Blog, the Disney Pins Blog podcast. We hope to hear all about it.
Welcome back, everyone. It is Ryan and Matt with Disney Pins Blog, and we are just, what is this, a little over 2 weeks away to Pixar Party. Are you excited, Matt?
Well, we're a little under 2 weeks, Ryan, not over. We are under 2. We're under 2. Yeah, but the Pixar Party is, I'm pumped. Like I was telling you earlier before the podcast, is like we have a lot of, I'm getting my stuff ready to go. I have my my shirts. I got a new hat. I got my pins. I'm pumped. I'm getting like my traders ready. So yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yep. I got all my traders ready too. We're just getting some final things ready here in the next week and a half, especially for the PinCon World event as well that we'll be attending. So yeah, make sure to come visit our booth if you're in the Orlando area. And exciting stuff coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's jump into some pin news. But first, before we get into that, just want to mention the forums real quick. Disney Pin Chat. If you go to DisneyPinsBlog.com and click on the forums page, one of the very popular pin posts or threads right now is the 2016 Hidden Mickey pins. Since we've added the new view counter in the forums, we can now kind of tell like which are the most popular threads. And this, by far, is just blowing everything out of the water with 547 views at the time we're recording this, which is crazy. Everyone will put a link up for that. Check it out if you want to get in on the conversation for the new Hidden Mickey pins. The rumor is that they're going to be coming end of September, early October timeframe, so we will see.
I'm not holding my breath, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think they should just announce that, hey, 2016 is not our year. We'll start it back up in 2017. I would like that more instead of guessing every single day whether we're to get a Hidden Mickey pin or not. I
agree.
That's just me, though. At least give us some clarity or something. Just give us something. Or just give us pins. Just do it tomorrow.
Yeah. We're ready.
We're ready. We've been waiting.
And also, we added the DPB podcast thread or forum section in the forums. And we have 3 topics in there right now, starting with the episode 50. Then we had one for trading off your side collections. And then the latest one from last week's podcast was staying cool at Walt Disney World. And we had a comment from one of our listeners. Her name is Princess Lisa on the forums. And her favorite place to cool down at Walt Disney World includes resort pools, the American Adventure, Carousel Progress. And she said the pools are some of the best options when the parks are just too crowded. And also grabbing a Dole Whip while you're in the parks or hitting up Splash Mountain are great ways to cool off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't even think about, we never mentioned like water rides. Well, we kind of did. But I completely forgot about Splash Mountain being a really big water ride over at Magic Kingdom, as well as getting some ice cream to also cool down. I forgot about food as well. So yeah,
those are both good.
Those are also good. So we want you guys to keep the conversation going every week in the forums. We're going to post what we said for Disney Chit Chat, what we talked about, and we want to hear your opinions, and we will say them on the podcast when you guys write a comment. And also, I didn't realize I thought it said Princess Lisa. I now that you said it, I thought you said it wrong. And like Princess, like you're missing an R, Ryan. No, it does say Princess. That's funny.
Yeah, clever. All right, let's jump into the pin news for this week. We're going to start off with Disney Store UK. They actually had a surprise pin release this last week on August 9th. For Alice in Wonderland's 65th anniversary. Very unique pin. The top of the pin says, "Eat me, drink me." And it features Alice and the doorknob. So you can be a doorknob completist now. If you
know what, Ryan? As soon as we started joking about, like, hey, the doorknob is on there. It's really unique. You should be a doorknob completist. Now, this is the 3rd week in a row. And we have another doorknob featured pin. It's insane. It's like they know what we're talking about. Like, oh, people want more
Uh-huh.
doorknobs? Yeah, sure, we're putting more doorknobs in there.
We're just always ahead, man.
I know we're just like literally an episode ahead.
Yeah.
Because they keep bringing out more. But yeah, I'm not too. I don't remember what "eat me" or "drink me" means. I don't remember that ever being said on Alice in Wonderland, but I don't remember the movie that much.
Yeah.
It has to be
I
a
don't
line in
recall
there.
either.
Yeah, it has to be a line in that movie related to this scene with the doorknob.
Yeah. But this pin is limited edition of 600, and the retail price was £15. So that's pretty cool. Also, sticking with Disney Store UK, we have two new pin releases coming up on August 23rd. They'll be released at the Disney Store UK website. They're both Beauty and the Beast featured pins. One is kind of like an oval pin with Belle and the Prince version of the Beast. It's £9, and it is limited edition of 600 in Europe and 700 worldwide. And then the next one is an Art of Belle pin set. Features 3 different pins. You get Belle, the Rose, and Beast, and that's available on August 23rd as well. And it is £45, and it is limited edition of 500 in Europe and 1,300 worldwide. So I'm assuming these are also going to be coming to the Disney Store website in America, because this is very similar. I don't know if you recall, but there was a Art of Jasmine pin box set that was released, I believe, last year. So those are exciting.
Yeah, I do like the overpin. Is almost like the word escapes me right now. It's almost like a shrine, almost of or
Like a mosaic.
A mosaic. There
Yeah.
you go. That's the word of this like Belle and the Prince. And you don't see a lot of the Prince without him being the Beast, like the human version of him. You don't see a lot of pins with him on it, so that's very unique as well.
All right, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those pins got a lot of attention last week.
I mean, they're really nice pins, especially
Very
since
cool.
the movie's coming out very soon, sometime next year, I believe. So they're trying to get you a little early on those Beauty and the Beast pins.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of hidden Mickey pins, we got some news on the hidden Mickey 2015 Wave B pins. These were just released in the mystery pin pouches, available for purchase at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. They're in a blue pouch. So just a little backstory on these is they're released to cast members first, so you can only get them through trading, and then about a year later, they are opened up through purchasing at the Disney parks. So this is 2015 Wave B. Now available. Retail price is $12.99 per pouch, and you get 2 randomly selected pins.
Now, Ryan, how long does it take for them to go into the pouches? From cast member to pouches, how long is that? Would you say?
It's roughly a year.
So that just goes to show you how long we have not had a new Hidden Mickey set. Is about a full year. If 2015 came out, or Wave B came out a year later, we haven't. This is the last one we've had. We've had a 2016 one at all. It's very depressing.
Yep, because I believe the 2015 Wave B, I believe, came out in September or October of last year. So a little less than a year, but still, it's been a while since we've had a new wave.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty crazy, but moving on, we had some news come out of Walt Disney World and Disneyland this last week. The Main Street Electrical Parade is ending, so this is pretty crazy. The last showing of this nighttime parade at Walt Disney World is going to be October 9th. And we put a blog post up on the site. We featured one of the new electrical, or not new, but one of the electrical parade pins. You can actually still get this at Disney World. Right now it's an open edition pin, and it's also available in the Shop Parks mobile app, I believe, as well. But make sure to get those Main Street electrical parade pins while you can, because they're probably going to be disappearing in the next 6 months to a year at Walt Disney World.
I would say even sooner. I think as at least for right now, I was at Disney Springs last night and I saw this pin going for $14.99. And so I don't remember if that was always the price for that particular pin, but they might have jacked it up. So because I know people are going to be buying it as soon as they made this announcement. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see this pin disappearing sooner, like within the next couple of weeks even. Since, October 9th is still a long little ways to go. But yeah, definitely this is something that people are going to be grabbing. And so, yeah. And then, I mean, they're bringing this attraction back over to... They're bringing this attraction back over to Disneyland for a limited time in early 2017. And so people are speculating, well, are we going to get Paint the Night?
Yeah.
Because they're shutting down Paint the Night in September 5th. So, you know, and then they're only going to be releasing Paint the Night on special occasions over at Disneyland. So maybe early 2017 we might get Paint the Night. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. I love that parade, so hopefully. Yeah, so we had some other unique pin news this past week. There's a new mouse trading guide. This is a booklet for new Disney pin traders that just came out. The 2016 edition is now available on Amazon. We did a little blog post on it on the website, but the author of the book, or one of the authors of the book, is actually going to be signing this book at the PinCon World event on Sunday, August 28th, which will be there as well. So you can pick up your book on Amazon and have him sign it if you'd like.
I just looked at the price for the book. The book is $33.85 if anyone's interested on Amazon. The price of the book, yeah.
Speaking of PinCon World, this past week there's a surprise pin announcement. There's going to be 2 limited edition of 250 Star Wars pin sets that are going to be released at the event. One is called, I forget the name of it, but there's different Star Wars characters in this set. There's the circular pins, just like the Leia pins that were released at our event. There's going to be 150 sets available for RSP at the PinCon World. And there's also another set featuring Star Wars, the spaceships. It's called the Rebellion and the Empire. And yeah, those are just, I believe, for gold members for the event. They sent out an email last week. Retail price for both sets is at $99.75 per 5 pin set, and I think you're allowed 2 per. So that's pretty cool. Nice new pins there.
Yeah, I do like. They have a really unique design. Both Star Wars pins. It's almost like a cartoonish look to them. And even like with Darth Vader fighting Luke Skywalker, the pin right in the middle there, it doesn't look like Luke is phased at all. He's like, I'm just fighting, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, no big deal.
No big deal.
All right, moving on. We have Matt. You're gonna be really excited about this.
Oh, right. When I first heard this,
final release of the Diamond pin collection at Mickey's at Glendale, California.
Give me my opera singers, just everything. The fat lady is finally singing, everybody. And I had to do a double take. I said, is this final? Is this the final Diamond celebration? Are we no longer celebrating 60 years? We can move on and celebrate 61?
Yes. I knew you'd be excited about that.
I'm so excited.
But yeah, as you guys know, these pins are a limited edition of 250. Retail price is $14.95 per pin. Available exclusively for cast members at Mickey's at Glendale starting Monday, August 15th at 10 a.m. And this is a really cool set, actually. There's a Sorcerer, a Mickey pin, Gus and Jack from Cinderella. You have Baymax, which is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Maleficent, the 3 fairies from Cinderella, Jack Skellington, and Captain Hook. So it's a really cool release there for the last one.
What I do like about this is that, with the exception of Baymax, I feel like the last set here is more almost like classic characters, almost, because most of these characters are, were released a long time ago, with the exception of Jack Skellington, which I believe was in '96, and then of course Baymax, which was in 2014. So, right. But yeah, I really think Baymax trying to grab the pin. Trying to grab the diamond, I think it's a fun pin. And all the other ones, too. I think the Sorcerer Mickey pin is definitely going to be another favorite in that set as well.
Definitely. Moving on to Disney Studio Store Hollywood. There is 2 surprise pin releases on August 12th for Pete's Dragon. We got the Pete's Dragon marquee pin, which is limited edition of 300. Retail price is $18.95. And then there was a 2-pack set, which Matt, I have no clue what these are since I haven't seen Pete's Dragon, but they're gold pins, something.
Oh, there you go.
You want to those are?
Honestly, there's not much to say here. They look like almost patches. But this has no significance to the movie whatsoever, except for it features a dragon. So what I can only say from this is that it looks like they're maybe like the myth of the dragon, because that was also a big thing. They didn't know if the dragon was real. They just know that there was something living in the woods during the movie, and so that was the whole thing. Whether a dragon or something was real, I believe they classified it as some type of monster in the woods, but those are like tall tales, legends, stuff like that. So this kind of maybe symbolizes that legend of like, something, a silhouette in the sky, or like we see him in this other patch. So yeah, that's where I'm going from there.
All right, cool. I actually saw a picture of this. Someone posted them on Instagram. They're actually huge pins in person.
Really?
So.
Yeah, I mean,
they're really big.
Based on this photo, they look like about, let me see,
yeah,
about that tall.
Yeah. All right, heading back to Walt Disney World, we got some really exciting news this week. We got previews of the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party pins for 2016.
Yeah. I know, this blew up on social.
Yeah, it went crazy. So really exciting. Last week we got the Halloween Party pins at Disneyland. This week we got Disney World. There's a logo pin that's limited release, which is really cool. It has like a purple and black background to it. The Haunted Mansion's there, and in classic Disney characters, like they're trick-or-treating, which is a really cool pin.
And the Headless Horseman's in the moonlight in the background. You see that?
Oh, yeah. That's really cool. I didn't see that.
It's a very nice, well-rounded pin with the trees, and they're kind of going out and trick-or-treating. And then even the 2016 is within a tombstone. So that is
lots
cool.
of detail.
A lot of detail in this pin.
Yeah.
And, even with the packaging. It's like, it looks like it's the new packaging, like a masquerade. And I think the theme this year might be a masquerade ball, like a creepy masquerade. And so, like, we have like this green outline, and like there's like a masquerade mask kind of outlining the card here, and almost
the pin card.
It almost feels like that if I were to buy this pin, that it would have like this velvet touch to it almost, just by looking at this picture.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Next, there's a Hocus Pocus pin, which is brand new for 2016. This show debuted last year, but this year we get a pin for it. It has the 3 sisters with a big witch's pot, and it says Hocus Pocus Villain Spelltacular 2016 at the bottom.
I think
that's a limited release.
This is a great addition to
yeah. People love that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go last year to the Not So Scary Halloween Party, but I know that this show was a hit, and what better way to, again, appreciate the show by getting this pin.
Totally agree. There's also an annual pass holder pin featuring Oogie Boogie, and he has he's holding the little masquerade.
Yeah, he's ready for the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, that's a limited release for annual pass holders, and it looks like it has a pin-on-pin design, which is really cool.
Yeah, it looks like his hand can move, so you can put the mask over him.
It does. Look like it has movement. Yeah.
And then it also, it looks like it might have double movement, because I think behind him it looks like a wheel. And
I was wondering what that was back there. That little there's like a little piece coming out the top.
Yeah, in the movie he has this what do you call it? Like blackjack, not blackjack. It's kind of like a rolling a dice, and there's like a Russian roulette. There you go, spinning wheel. And so like he throws the dice, or like try to take a chance, and which number you're gonna land on. And it looks like this might spin as well as you're putting the mask over him. So there's like a double movement here. I think that's a really cool pin if it does do that.
Very cool. Then also our friend Stephen Miller from Disney Parks blog, he had an unboxing video. If you guys didn't check that out, go take a look at it. It's a really cool, well done video on Disney Parks YouTube channel. But he showed us a look at the mystery pin collection for Mickey's Not So Scary, and it looks like those pins might glow in the dark.
Ooh,
they kind of have like a spider web feel to them.
Either that or broken glass. I really can't tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from
Yeah.
the screenshot, but looks like it'll be a pretty neat pin collection, limited release. I'm assuming it's going to have limited edition chasers, just like last year. And then finally, there's a boxed pin set. Um, Usually, how these boxed pin sets work is they're limited edition. You'll get one like super chaser in it. So right now, it's showing 5 pins. I'm assuming the 4 of those 5 pins are going to be released on the rack. And then there's gonna be like one like super chaser. One of those will be, I'm assuming. That's how it was for last year. So we'll
Mm.
see once we get to attend the event this year.
If you notice that all the villains are holding a mask in this as well.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, that like you have, and I think my favorite one is the headless horseman holding a mask of the pumpkin head.
Oh
So
yeah,
and so like it looks like he's putting it over himself because he has no head. So
yeah,
like it's funny
yeah.
to him to have a mask, but really he's
Uh,
holding like a pumpkin. It's quite funny. But yeah,
that's
I
great.
think like this whole series is I'm really impressed with this year.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. All right, moving on. We had more information come from Acme in at Shanghai Disney Resort. There's going to be a new Golden Magic pin collection coming out here. Actually, was released on August 10th, but it features Frozen, limited edition of 250 pins. These are for subscription services in America, and also I believe it's released in Hong Kong and Shanghai. But yeah, really cool pins. We already got a preview of one of these pins that was released at a pin event in California a month or two ago. It was the Kristoff pin. This is
Mm,
part of that same collection.
okay.
So, so yeah, cool Frozen pins there.
Yeah, you really can't go wrong with frozen pins.
No, everyone loves them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then last but not least, we have the new pin releases for this week. This is week 3, being released on August 18th. We have the next Magical Montage quarterly collection at Walt Disney World. This features Alice in the Cheshire Cat. It's a hinge pin, which is pretty cool. And it's like a teacup. You open it up and you see the Cheshire Cat on the inside, and Alice is kind of on the edge. And then there's also a shared pin release at Disneyland and Walt Disney World featuring that Star Wars pin collection we talked about. This is Luke Skywalker with Yoda on top of his leg, which I think is a pretty cool pin.
It is a cool pin. I want you to
I'm gonna-
pronounce the name though.
Is it Dagobah?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah.
Wow, look at me.
Yeah, look at you. I know because last week you murdered Tatooine, or what 2 weeks?
did.
Yeah. But yeah,
Is that how you say it?
it's Dagobah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Cool, cool. All right.
there you go.
I'm actually probably gonna get that pin because I like that scene.
It's a really
So
cool.
uh,
There's actually a pin that's coming out the next week, so like the
hmm,
25th. That I really like, but I don't want to say what it is because when we do the podcast next week, then I'll say what pin it is. But I saw like because we can see the pins for the rest of August
yeah,
now. But yeah, I do
yeah.
like that pin, but I'll say it next week though.
All right, cool. Says limited edition of 6,000 and released on both coasts. Before I kick it over to you, Matt, just want to mention the store real quick. If you go
Mm.
to dpbstore.com, forgot to mention this earlier, but the Leia pins that were released at our event, we have Leia Story 1 and Leia Story 2. I'm showing them right now for the viewers on the YouTube channel. Both of these pins have been shipped if you came to our last event. I have a few extras left, and they are on the store. So if you go to dpbstore.com, you can purchase them there. They're a limited edition of 250, really cool Star Wars pins.
And just by
So yeah,
just by you holding the pin out, they're huge pins. Like they fit the palm of your hand.
they are.
And
Yeah, they are. They're like 3 inches wide, I believe.
yeah,
So.
I would not expect them to when I see them now to be that big. So that they're really nice pins.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So a couple of refurbishments announcements this week. Starting Monday, August 15th, the Liberty Square Riverboat will be closing down for a short refurb, and it'll go up until August 22nd, so about a week. And the other one is the Muppets 3D Vision will also go on refurb on August 15th, and that'll be opening up the day later, so August 23rd. So just 2 short refurbs happening. So if you happen to be at Walt Disney World this week, be mindful of those refurbs.
That's a quick refurb.
Yeah, I guess they're just maybe,
For Muppets.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're just like vacuuming or something. All right, so moving on from there, we have some pretty cool news for annual pass holders. Starting August 12th through September 13th, Disney is offering discounts for guests who have annual pass holders. So if you have any friends, family who want to visit the parks, you can, if you are a Disney annual pass holder, you can buy a 1-day park hopper for $79 plus tax, and the regular price is $160. So you're getting half off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal because park hoppers, like a 1-day park hopper, is really expensive.
Yeah.
That's why they always tell you like to buy more days because it gets cheaper. It's all. I think it's like you either get 1 day for $160 or you get 2 days for $170. Well, of course you're gonna get the 2 days. It's only $10 more if you're gonna do that. So yeah, so if you have any friends or family that are like, hey, you want to go to the parks? It's half off right now. You can take up to 6 guests, I believe, per day.
Wow.
So $80.
Can you buy these online?
I think the only way you can buy these is if you're at the ticket window.
Oh, wow, okay.
So you have to be there. Your family has to be there. You have to show your ID and your annual pass holder card. And then once is that, then your friend or family member could just buy a ticket for $80. And like I said, you bring up to 6 people per day. So that's
awesome.
Pretty cool that they're doing that for.
Yeah, very cool. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's kind of ending out this fall season right before we start the not so scary Halloween party and all that good stuff. So,
right,
coming up very quickly. Also, so hopping over to Epcot, the Sum of All Thrills and the Storm Struck attractions over at Epcot are closing. They close at Innovest. They're located at Innovations East. And those are like these like kind of interactive, they're mainly for children, kind of showing you, it's almost like video game style and stuff like that. It's something that's been around since 2008, 2009-ish. And yeah, they just started slowly shutting down these because I don't think they're that popular anymore. And so the Sum of All Thrills and Storm Truck will be closing on September 14th, will be the last day. They did the same treatment with Innovations West, and those were transformed into larger meet and greets. So, like I believe now, what's in there that you can meet Joy, Sadness, and Baymax. That's over on the west side. So now they're closing over the east side, and we'll see what comes over that later.
I think so. We're going to see some bigger changes coming to Future World, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no longer the future anymore.
Yeah.
Have you visited any like the Sum of All Thrills or Storm Truck at all?
I haven't.
Yeah,
back in the day, I hung out in there.
Okay, was it cool? I don't think I've only ever been there maybe once inside those areas.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I have some memories as a kid going in there and playing those little games and it's stuff, but I don't know. I just I never really went in there in the past maybe 5 years.
Yeah, Ryan's gotten older. He's no longer playing with the toys. He's walking around the showcase and trying all the different alcohol they have there.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the Jungle Book Alive with Magic show is ending on Labor Day, which is September 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
that's what's going to replace it, or just going to be ending?
It's just going to be ending. It's the final performance is on September 5th. So it started on Memorial Day. It ended on Labor Day. Literally, it was there for only the summer season.
Wow.
So it's kind of, to me, it's surprising because we get a closure date. Well, first of all, it ended very quickly. I expected that this was going to be, here for a while.
Yeah.
But there was no word on whether the Rivers of Light show will be coming very soon, but we can only assume that if they're shutting down this attraction, Rivers of Light is shortly after, hopefully.
Let's hope so.
Well, yeah, let's hope so. And then there's
I've
also
been waiting for that for a while now.
Yeah. And then also there's rumors that the park might be closing a little bit earlier because this show will no longer be going on. So maybe instead of 11, they might close at like 9 or 10 now.
Oh wow!
Because this was a show that kind of stretched out because they had 2 shows a night.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see with that. But all the other attractions are still available, like during at night, so like the Tree of Life and the nighttime safaris. They're still active. But yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that this show is ending so early without an announcement of Rivers of Light, because this would be the next show that would replace it. But Ryan, we both had a chance to see this show, and we weren't that thrilled with it. You can definitely feel it was a filler show because they had to take down or had to delay Rivers of Light, and they wanted something to come out to replace it, to kind of like a filler. And it was actually just rehashing the old the new Jungle Book movie in a way, with just like a couple of performances and singing a couple of songs from the movie or from the classic as well.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it. You could tell, like you said, it was a filler show. But I'm excited for Rivers of Light. I mean, we got a preview of it, but no official launch date yet. I talked to some of my cast member friends, and they don't seem to know yet either.
So it's all up in the air. But anyway, if you like the show and you don't agree with us, and you want to see it one last time, be sure to be there on September 5th, which is a Monday, which is also Labor Day. So be sure to check that out. And Ryan, you actually took my last news, which was the ending of the Electrical Lights Parade. But we already...
Sorry, actually, when I was going through and reading the news, I kind of like I thought like halfway through I was like, oh crap, that was probably in Matt's news part. But then I just went with it.
Yeah, no,
and try to tie it into Pin News.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all good. But as we said earlier, it is ending on October 9th. So be sure to check out the Electrical Lights Parade. A little history on me. It's a classic. Don't get me wrong. But I'm almost a little bit excited for it because it was a hindering on... Like, you almost have to time out your day if you happen to be at Magic Kingdom at night, because if you're on one side of the park and you want to get to the other side, well, that's it. You have to wait out the show before you can get to the other side, unfortunately, and you're kind of just stuck waiting there. And then you also...
Well, I think it's going to be that way with any nighttime parade that they get.
Very true, but I just know that this one in particular was the one that was kind of like, oh no, I hear the music. Where am I? We gotta hurry up and go on the other side.
Yeah,
because
I knew you were a huge fan.
Yeah, they did.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, I think it definitely needed a touch up, if anything.
No, I totally agree. I love the parade, but I'm excited. I am. I hope we get Paint the Night or something different. In my opinion, the electrical parade was it was outdated. Yeah, and you could tell. If you went to Disneyland and you watched Paint the Night and then came back to Disney World and you saw Electrical Parade, you'd be like, oh my god.
It needed one big upgrade. Hey, keep the lights. I don't care. But you're right. It definitely needed upgrade. And I've seen photos of Paint the Night and it looks amazing. And I have not had the chance to see it in person, so it'd be great if we got that switch. But actually, this kind of jumps into our Disney chit-chat conversation that we're about to get into right now. We have a lot of things closing, Ryan. We just have the Jungle Book that just opened, is done. The Tower of Terror attraction over at Disneyland, gone. Replacing it with... we have a lot of classics leaving us. And, we even had a lot of closures over at Hollywood Studios earlier this year. So, Ryan, what's next? I guess the question is, what's next on the chopping block? What attraction is just run its course and we need to see a change? Is there anything on top of your head that you can think of as of right now?
Well, I guess on top of my head is I'm going to go back to Future World at Epcot. Like we're seeing, I feel like now we're starting to get a transition here.
Okay.
Like Interventions, that's changing and whatnot. I think Ellen's, what is it? Ellen's
World of Energy. Yeah, I was just about to say that Ellen.
That's gotta go.
Definitely a huge attraction that just, wow, it has run its course. And I think Disney got lucky with Ellen because she's still relevant today. I mean, she still has the Ellen show. She just came out with Finding Dory, so Ellen's good. Like they picked a winner to have a person to run out this attraction, but Ellen, we need a change here. I mean, it's a very long attraction. It's taking up a lot of space. And I can see them in the near future. That's one of them that just, I'm sorry, it's run its course.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, if you look kind of in the past few years and also look into the future in the next 5 years. We're having changes at Magic Kingdom. We got new Fantasyland in the past couple years. Hollywood Studios is obviously going through a huge change with Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land. Animal Kingdom is going through a big change with Avatar Land. And then you have that leaves Epcot. And what has Epcot got recently besides the Frozen attraction and the new Soarin'? I mean, those aren't really big overhauls, but I just think Epcot, we're going to see some type of change there, and I think the focus is going to be Future World. I don't think really they're going to mess with World Showcase, but I can see something.
Do you think that they would? I mean, a lot of people were not happy with the Frozen ride at first because they got rid of Maelstrom, and they kind of took away the history of Norway almost with that ride and changed it with a Disney-ified attraction in one of the showcases, which is the first time that has happened. Like, we've seen Disney in a land, and that's strictly for countries. Do you feel like that maybe we might be seeing that? Do you think they would touch the countries at all? As far as, because I mean, really, it's more of an adult park, at least the showcase is, and it's not meant for attractions and stuff like that. We do have the characters in each land, but other than that, it's just more for shopping and observing and drinking and eating. And so, do you think that since Disney has all that space, will we lose the showcase in any way, shape, or form?
No, I don't think anything's going to happen to the showcase in the next few years. Like, I keep going back to Future World because that's where I think the changes need to happen. But World Showcase, I mean, they do have room between, I forget which countries they are, but there's spaces still in World Showcase for different lands that never happened. If you go back to the history of Epcot and World Showcase, they never built them. There was supposed to be like a Brazil, I believe, or a Spain, somewhere in between there. There is room, so they can expand that area. But I don't know. I just don't see them focus on that right now. I think World Showcase is doing well how it is, and But I really hope that with the Ellen's ride, if they end up taking that out or putting something in there, I hope they still keep the feel of Future World.
Future World, right?
Yeah, I love the Spaceship Earth and the communication, that type of thing. I just don't want another attraction that's based off of a film. Come up with something original like Spaceship Earth. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I mean, I feel like that's the grabber though. They want attractions that have a name already, and honestly, I don't think we're gonna get a new attraction.
I disagree with you.
You disagree? You think so? I don't know. I feel like that's where the popularity is right now, and I feel like that we might not get to there.
But look back in the day at Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Jungle Cruise, all classics now, and they were not based off of a film.
Correct. But
Disney can do that again.
The key word you used there was back in the day. Today is a new day.
Whenever Walt was around, why can't they bring his thinking back into it?
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Ryan, but Walt's no longer here. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you 100% that a classic ride that brings new, a new idea to Disney parks has not been around since Everest, maybe? I don't know of a new attraction that we've had that did not relate to anything that we haven't, already had before. I mean, the Rivers of Light will be a new show will be a brand new, not related to anything else. But but other than that, I mean, I could be wrong. I could eat my words later in a couple of months when they make the announcement that Ellen is going down, because we know that's coming. But I definitely feel like I mean, they could easily switch up some rides if they wanted to. For example, Test Track. That ride could easily be transformed into a Disney-fied Cars.
Yeah, or Tron, something. Yeah.
Or Tron, yeah, I forgot about Tron. If they wanted to. If they wanted to do that. But Test Track already has a good staple, but they also have a lot of room to expand the ride, too. I don't think it's getting old because not too long ago they went through a refurb. And then Mission Space is not hitting a lot of lines there either,
yeah, I don't care if that. I mean, I'll do it, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's not a ride that will go. Even I feel like this conversation is about going to Epcot, because you are right, because they are making changes at Animal Kingdom. They're making huge changes at Hollywood Studios. You can barely walk the park now without.
Yep.
It's easy to become a half-day park and kind of stick to the front. And Magic Kingdom is all ready to go. They already made up new Fantasyland. And yeah, what you're saying?
Do you see anything else coming to Magic Kingdom, even though we are just getting off of the new Fantasyland kick? Do you see them doing anything new there in the next couple of years?
I feel like they can't, and I feel like the show I feel like that's what they're doing right now. They feel that the show, the Electrical Lights Parade is going, and it was getting it's just time is due, and I feel like there's a lot of attractions that there are classics, but they might just do some touch up. So like for example, if they really want to bring the thrills back, like shows like the Hall of Presidents or the Riverboat. Or even actually, I take that back. Tom Sawyer's Island is definitely something I can see them getting rid of, and for all I know, they can get rid of the Riverboat. They can make all that water into concrete, and they can have a whole new land ready to go right there.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of space.
There's a lot of space on Tom Sawyer Island. I've been there only once, and I can say that it's not that impressive over the years.
I've never been over there, honestly.
It takes a while to get on the boat, at like a little raft, and you have to hop on, and then you can probably. I spent maybe 45 minutes to an hour over there, if that, because I just want to check it out. And there's also like little play areas, but other than that, I mean, there's not much there, and I can see that really going away once. If they're trying to expand Magic Kingdom, I think that's the only way they can go is in that area, because you do have classics back there. You have Thunder Railroad Mountain. You got
Mansion on the other side.
Yeah, Mansion. You have Splash Mountain, which is not going anywhere. Pirates, another classic. So yeah, I feel like that particular attraction would be the next one to go over for Magic Kingdom. And then with Hollywood Studios, I think they kind of already made that statement already.
Yeah.
They no more backlot tour, no more hat, no more lights, camera, action, like motors action show, and that all that is being replaced with Star Wars and Toy Story. And I think those are going to be great additions. And that's going to be the new park that everyone's going to. And I think that's going to be really popular. And then Animal Kingdom, they're bringing in Avatar. And they bring a whole new nightlife to it, and I don't feel like, even though they do have a lot of room, I feel like with the addition of Avatar, that's going to bring the thrill back. And so then again, that leads back to Epcot, where we don't know what's happening with Future World at all, and that would be interesting to see what they do. I honestly feel like Figment is a big staple, but I feel like that also could be something that could be on the chopping block very soon.
Yeah, I agree. I could see them going back to the old Figment. With Dreamfinder, that'd be kind of cool. Going back to Magic Kingdom real quick, I think Tomorrowland actually could use a refurb.
You're right. Tomorrowland, I mean, you do have classics there with Buzz Lightyear and Space Mountain. Those will have the longest lines, but then the ones that don't, like Monsters Inc. and Stitch. But Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Monsters Inc. the brand is very popular, as well as Stitch is a popular character. But I do feel like if there were any one of those attractions to leave first, I think it might be Stitch.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Stitch could get the heck out of there, and I think the Speedway could be deleted.
Yes,
that's a ton of.
I forgot about the Speedway.
That's a ton of room.
You're right. You know what? The Speedway could
waste.
That could be turned into a Tron ride, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
A different type of Tron ride. But they do have a lot of space there that they could expand and do something with it. Because you're right, I do agree with you that Tomorrowland could do with a refurb.
Yep, agreed.
So yeah, I think we covered all of it.
I think we covered it.
Yeah, Disney.
Yeah.
If we go back to Disney Springs, they have the town center. They're good. They're doing the refurb.
They're doing well.
They're doing well. I think so. But yeah, so those are our ideas. What we think is on the chopping block. If you disagree with us or we miss one that you think that's next on the chopping block, let us know in the comments below or on our Disney forums, which we are posting every week on whatever conversation we decide to. But we do know one thing that's
a little heated.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we do know that one thing is not going away, and that's Disney pins. Disney pins are not going away anytime soon.
Occasionally, I get an email or a comment, here and there, with people asking if Disney pins are going away. and they are not at all. They're alive and well.
I think so. We had this conversation a couple weeks ago on one of our podcasts, The Future of Disney Pin Trading. I forgot what episode it was, but we stated that we don't think they're going away. I think they're rebranding what pin trading is. And it's less trading, more buying, more collecting, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The trading will always be alive and well by our events and other people's events as well. So I don't see that going anywhere. Whether Disney doesn't want to do anymore, we will keep it alive.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I want to hop over to our YouTube channel real quick, talking about Disney pins. We have a lot of new content. I feel like I forgot to mention it last week, but from our last podcast, we did a showcase on the sing-along Princess LE 250 pins that were sold out our store, but now they're no longer available. They sold out very quickly. There's also another video that showcased a Tokyo Disney Sea 15th anniversary pin, and it was a lot bigger than I anticipated when I first saw it. So there's a video there. And then now we are doing a My Disney Pin Collection video series. So all last week we posted videos between myself, Ryan, and Megan's pin collection. We showcased a particular collection we wanted to feature. And so Ryan, you did the Carousel of Progress and the 3 Caballero pins, which were really good additions. I did my Hidden Mickey, Star Wars, and Marvel pins in a span of 2 videos. And Megan's been pin trading probably longer than any of us. And she has a nice 10 years of pin trading book, and that has all of her special pins, which is also featured on our YouTube channel as well. And then next week we have more My Disney Pin Collection. We're featuring other pins. And then the week after that, we have more things coming as well.
Lots of videos.
Lots of videos, yes. And so, Ryan, we have one more thing we have to do. Do you have it all ready up? It's your week to go.
Oh, it's my week for Progress, John.
Yes, Word of Wisdom.
Dang.
I think this is the new title for it. Words of Wisdom from Progress, John.
This one doesn't relate at all.
Does it not? All right, so what is Progress John's words of wisdom for this week? Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, good old Sarah. Always the last laugh. Classic
line from Progress John. We always keeping us on our toes, mister. We're always having a good time, though. I mean, it might not be Sarah. It might not be Sarah giving us the last laugh, but we're definitely always...
It's Ryan and Matt.
Yeah. Sorry, say it again?
I said it's Ryan and Matt.
It's Ryan and Matt giving you guys a last laugh, if you are laughing. But yeah, so say it one more time, Ryan.
Oh, good old Sarah. Always the last laugh.
Well, there you go, everybody. That's the ending quote of this podcast. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching the DPB podcast. Be sure to check us next week. We are at that point, we are less than 1 week away from the Pixar party, and we have a special Disney chit chat up for you guys next week. So be sure to come back next week and check out all that good stuff. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.